Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. So we're almost a week away from the premiere of Survivor 45, and wow, 45 seasons of Survivor. That is quite the accomplishment. Congrats to the cast and crew, and congrats to the new cast. So we're gonna have this video as my cast assessments for Survivor 45, and I gotta say, a lot of the girls this season seem to be like powerhouses. Like, wow. So basically how I do my cast assessment, me being on the spectrum, I get a pretty good idea just by like meeting somebody, in this case, the first couple seconds of watching their video. And also as a fan of the show, you kind of know, sometimes even just by the occupation, one might call it making an assumption, but certain people with certain occupations have certain behaviors on Survivor. Some do well, some don't. So let's get started. Oh, and I'll also be saying, like, my guess is they'll be pre-merge or post-merge. I usually do a separate video for my winner picks and why I think they'll be the winner. And I also have maybe some wild cards where I think they'll probably be the merge boot, or maybe I think, oh, they might do either really well or really bad. I don't know, but let's just get started. So first one, Sabaya. She's a truck driver, was once a Marine, and has like the physical strength. So right away, and she even mentioned it in her video, with being a Marine, you're like able to like sleep in different environments for long periods of time. I should put it in the video, outside. So I think, she'll be able to adapt, no problem. The one thing that might go against her early on is that she might be seen as a big physical threat. And usually the ones that are the obvious physical threat, they try to get out first. So I don't think she'll be I think she'll be pre-merge, but I don't think she'll be an early merge boot, if that early merge, blah. I think she'll be a pre-merge, but I don't think she'll go early on. I definitely don't think she'll be one of the first people out. I definitely think she'll be kept for a few votes, and then before the merge, they're gonna get her out. Julie is a single mom, also a lawyer. There's a couple lawyers here, and she felt really inspired by Survivor Second Chance, how this could be her second chance, and I kind of gravitate more toward these castaways because they kind of look like the mom of the group, and I tend to get along better with people that are older than me. So with Julie, I see her as one of my wild cards. Like, that could go either way. She could either be an early pre-merge, and people perceive her as like, oh, the older person, so they don't want nothing to do with her, and she's on the out, so she's an early boot. Or she can make it far, and she could end up being one of the people that might win the game. So Julie's definitely one of my wild card picks. Like, I have no idea where to place her. Austin is a grad student, was in volleyball, and he wants to hide that he's a strategist. And I like Austin. He obviously has the physical strengths and knows sports because he was in volleyball. But he said I like how he said in his video he wanted to woo it out for as long as possible. And basically what that means is like kind of be perceived as like the surfer dude, the chill, lax dude and everything. But not realizing that he's actually a strategist and calling some of the shots around here. So I definitely think Austin's gonna go post-merge. I definitely think Austin has what it takes to make it far in the game. J. Maya, one of the things that was interesting about her video is that she gave up Harvard Law School to pursue her career as a singer. There's something about her that just screams pre-merge to me. I have a feeling like that I don't know. I just feel like she's just going to be one of those ones that doesn't get much of an edit and goes pre-merge. Sean is a principal, grew up in the Mormon faith, is gay, and he's all about inclusion at his school and everything, which everyone should be. And he said growing up in a gay conservative environment that was like very hard and challenging, and he couldn't really fully be himself until he came out. So I feel like Sean is gonna go post-merge. I feel like Sean is gonna be one of the people that gets along with everybody really well, and I feel like he might be one of those people that has this one really close relationship with somebody, and that relationship, one might think, oh, two people can't do much, and two people can be very deadly in the game. So I have a feeling that Sean's going to have a very close alliance with somebody, and he's going to go far in the game. Hannah is a therapist. She doesn't want to be perceived as the other therapists that are on Survivor, and I thought it was kind of funny how they showed clips of previous therapists on there. And she, is now sober, and recovery prepared her for Survivor. So she reminds me a lot of Carolyn from last season, but doesn't have Carolyn's personality. But with the whole therapist thing, I have a feeling she's going to go pre-merge. And with the whole therapist thing, I think she's going to be one of the first out. With therapists on Survivor, they can read people really well, which is a strength out there. But therapists tend to have it at another level. They kind of, at least the past 2 seasons I've seen, is that overanalyze everything and think they're above everybody else. And now, granted, one of the therapists made it past the merge, but it's like they're aware but not aware. You know what I mean? It's like they feel like they can read people really well, but they don't realize like that people aren't responding well to that, and they're being perceived as a threat. So I think Hannah's going to be one of the first out. Kelly is a nurse. She said how she's lesbian and can't believe how a lesbian hasn't won the game of Survivor. And with being a nurse, she's able to be calm and adaptable to any situation. I think that's true. I feel like Kelly's going to go post-merge. I feel like with her ability to like adapt and be calm in stressful situations will work well for her. I don't think she'll be like a leader in alliance. I have a feeling she'll be in a close alliance, but she won't be like the one calling the shots. So yeah, that's what I think about her. Dee is a Latina. She's an entrepreneur. She made a really cool backpack and cares about the people around her. Dee is another wild card for me because, for me anyway, like, that would show that, hey, I can trust her. She'd be a good person to go to. And it would also show like, hey, this person's super loyal, but you don't know that that person's actually plotting your demise. So I feel like Dee will be able to get along with people really well and have a really, really, really tight alliance. But sometimes they come across too strong, and they might see that, oh, they're too close, and they might want to try to break that alliance up. So I feel like Dee will go farther than who the heck did I just put? Yeah, because I had Julie as one of my wild cards too. I think Dee might do better than Julie, like placement wise, but yeah, she's definitely a wild card for me. Brandon wants to be able to control his anxiety out there and be able to be himself. As somebody who has anxiety, it really means a lot to see the inclusion of including somebody with anxiety on Survivor. It's very inspiring. I think Brandon is going to go pre-merge, and this is really bad to say, but the harsh truth is people are not accepting to other people with anxiety. unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. And in Survivor World, they might look at it as like that he's over analyzing things, and they may not be able to handle, and they don't understand his anxiety, so they might interpret that as like a burden to them. And it's not a burden. Like, people don't understand anxiety, but I'm saying, like, at least from my experience, when people don't understand me, and then even when you say you have anxiety, they have like preconceived notions and think, oh, disabled, you know. So I feel like Brandon's gonna be one of the first people out. Emily is an analyst. They said is able to separate emotions, and said it's a lot like Cass. I don't see it. Maybe we just may need to see him play the game. Emily, I think, is going to go pre-merge. She just doesn't strike me as somebody who's gonna make it far in the game. That's just basically it. Sifu, I'm sorry if I say it name wrong, is a musician, a gym owner, and was adopted. I feel like Sifu is gonna go post-merge. Owns a gym, so obviously physically fit. But even though he's obviously going to be a physical threat, I feel like he's going to be able to build relationships well and have a good social game. Jake is a lawyer, bartender, lives with his grandma, you know, doesn't, he said something along the lines in his video about not conforming to just one thing, so I like that. So I feel like Jake is going to go post-merge. I feel like he's, with all of his experience, he's going to be able to like be more understanding to different kinds of people and different backgrounds. So I have a feeling that he'll have the experience and also have a very sympathetic side to him. Brando is a software developer and looks at every detail. That's what I got from his thing. I feel like Brando's gonna go pre-merge. I don't know, he just screamed pre-merge to me. Kendra is a bartender, and I really liked when she said she's makes it look like that she likes you, but in the end you're giving her money, and has a good social game. I have a feeling that Kendra's gonna go post-merge. She definitely has what it takes to make it far in the game. However, if she comes across too strong too quickly, then she's gonna be in trouble. Caleb is a software sales. Basically every job he's been in, he's never qualified for, so Survivor being the perfect thing. He thinks, you know, wasn't qualified for Survivor, now he's on Survivor. But he's been able to do different things, and yeah, Caleb is another wild card for me. I have no idea where to place him, because he's either going to be like, I have a feeling he's also going to be one that doesn't get much of an edit. So he's another wild card. Drew is a grad student, smart and reliable. Drew, with Cochran winning the game, people are more aware of obvious social strategists, and I feel like Drew's going to be an obvious social threat. So I feel like Drew isn't going to go pre-merge, but I feel like he's going to be the merge vote. I have a feeling he's going to be able to have good social skills, but then they're going to want to get him out at the merge. Bruce, as we know, is coming back to Survivor from last season. I don't know. Sometimes that goes really well for people that are returning to Survivor with newbies. Sometimes they are like, hey, I want to work with this guy. But then sometimes they're like, well, he's already played Survivor once. Give us a chance to play Survivor. So Bruce, I have a feeling he'll go pre-merge again. Well, last time it wasn't his fault. He was medevaced. And last one is Katura. She's in the civil rights law firm. She said she's queer and believes she has the charm, be able to charm people. I have a feeling she'll go post-merge. I feel that she'll be able to make good relationships, but also be a behind-the-scenes threat. Like, people perceive her as a threat, but I also feel like she'll be the leader of her alliance, whatever alliance she's in, however many people are in her alliance. I have a feeling she'll be the one calling the shots. So yeah, that's my cast assessment. Comment down below what your thoughts are. I might actually do a separate video. Well, I am doing a separate video about my winner picks, but I might do it differently. I might do what I think my boot order will be. I don't know, we'll have to see. But yeah, comment down below what you think. Hope you guys are excited for the new season of Survivor. And until next time, stay regal.